Morning everyone from very rainy Sydney, Australia. Got myself a flu, so I apologise for my voice. Stuck inside. I've been taking some of this health juice, try and get myself some nutrients in. Hasn't been successful so far, but hopefully it improves. And while I'm stuck at home, I figured I'll do something productive. And what I've done is, it's going to sound very nerdy, but I've built the bottom, a replica kind of model of what's going on at the bottom of this Nautilus Xpload Pulldown Machine. I messed up a couple of things on my last video on that Xpload Pulldown, so we're going to use this model, talk through kind of some of the things that are going on inside the machine, and just do a really quick video of the analysis of the Xpload Pulldown. So stick around for that, and I'll show you how this model actually fits in with this analysis. All right, so here we are. We've got the model in action now. I've got my little mug that I picked up at the German Christmas markets in Hamburg. We're going to hook this on as our weight. We can't use too much load here. I've got a really cheap old weight scale like that, and I'm going to start pulling this up on an angle, and let's see what happens here. So if on the Xpload Pulldown, kind of the bottom of the range, you've got this kind of 90-degree angle going on, and when I pull that up at that 90-degree angle, I've got about 1 pound on this scale. And then as we go through the range, this angle actually changes and becomes more of an up and out angle. And when I pull up and out on this thing, that goes up to about 3 pounds of force. So you've got 1 pound here at 90-ish, and it goes all the way up as I pull up and out to around 3 pounds. So that kind of represents some of what's going on in the bottom of the machine on this Nautilus Xpload Pulldown. So we compare that little nerdy model to what's going on in the Xpload Pulldown. Basically what's happening is when we're at the bottom of our range, it's pulling up at a 90-degree angle. So that weight plate is actually lighter in that position. And then as we go through the range, it's now pulling up at an angle away from 90, getting a fair way away from 90 degrees. And so that weight plate is actually getting heavier as we get towards the bottom of the movement. Now, moving further up the machine, as we get to this next point where there's another axis here, and thanks to Boba Boy's equipment for pointing this out in my previous video, but as we actually go through the range here, more force is directed into the arm of the driver, and this actually increases our mechanical advantage at this point. Now, finally, as we move further up this really long lever towards our position, you can see at the start of the range, we're pulling down on an angle that is away from 90 degrees. So we have less mechanical advantage here, but then as we go through the range, that moves towards 90 degrees and we gain mechanical advantage at that point as well. So if we do a really quick summary of what's going on in this machine, the weight plate is essentially moving straight up and down. It's not really getting closer or further to the axis, so that's kind of remaining even. The part where I built the model for, the machine is actually gaining mechanical advantage through that range as it moves to pulling away from 90 degrees. And then we move further up the machine. As that angle changes at this axis here, we actually gain some mechanical advantage as the user. And then we move all the way along that long lever. And as we start moving away from 90 degrees and then we go down towards 90 degrees, we gain some mechanical advantage here. So that's a summary of, very simplified summary of what's going on inside this Xpload Pulldown Machine. Thanks again to the guys that pointed out the errors in my previous Xpload Pulldown video. Appreciate it. Hope everyone enjoyed this one. If you've got any thoughts, comments, questions, put them below. Get back to you really soon on those, and I'll see you back here really soon.